As the battle enters the last leg, BJP's Prime Ministerial candidate Narendra Modi, who's been harping on development and good governance so far, has taken an aggressive stance. After launching an all-out attack on Wwatch, Modi today took on the Abdullahs of J&K, calling them the sinners of Kashmir. Not just that.
Modi also slammed Mamata Banerjee by saying that in 35 months she's done more damage to Bengal than what the left could do in the past 36 years. Mamata has given it back in the same way, calling Modi a devil. Modi's attack against the Abdullahs and Mamata has surprised many, as the two have been seen as potential post-poll allies. The no-holds-barred slandering session and how it could change equations for Modi and his opponents, that's our top story on Business Tonight.
For a man whose every move is watched and every word weighed, the changing tone and tenor cannot go unnoticed. It began last weekend when Narendra Modi took the attack beyond the obvious political players. In this speech, made amid the heat and dust of Katihar in Bihar, his focus was not Nitish, but the Gandhi family. Modi coining the phrase RSVP model, dragging in Priyanka Gandhi's husband. The counter-strike was on expected lines. What has followed since has been a no-holds-barred fight, with tapes, videos, photographs pulled out, each side twisting the knife further. Then came an unexpected direct attack on a possible ally. Modi taunting Mamata Banerjee in her state over her paintings, incidentally bought by the key accused in the chit fund scam.
1 करोड़ 80 लाख में ये चित्र लेने वाला कौन था? 1 करोड़ 80.
The rhetorical barb thrown to the Serampur audience, stinging Mamata, but also leaving no room for any possible handshake in the future.
That's why we don't support this communalism.
The butcher of Gujarat says Mamata Banerjee pocketed 1.8 crore by selling a single painting of hers. Paintings were not sold for personal gain.
The last few days have seen a new phase in Modi's electoral battle. More direct, more personal, sleeves rolled up. So this afternoon, when the office of the BJP's Prime Ministerial candidate released this video message, not fighting shy of calling Farooq Abdullah and his family sinners of Kashmir, it raised a few eyebrows.
आपके पिताजी, आपका बेटा कश्मीर की राजनीति को सारी दुनिया में कौमी रंग देने का पाप कश्मीर की धरती पर आपने किया है.
This retort was no doubt over Farooq's drown yourself remark. But Modi's assault to Farooq was clearly thought out, well calibrated. Modi's recent attacks a definite shift in his election pitch as the country enters the all but final phase of the election. If it were a game of poker, Modi has gone all in. But will the obvious switch in strategy work for the BJP's Prime Ministerial face and his party? Bureau Report, Times Now.
So is Modi burning the bridges with potential post-poll allies, or is this a well-thought-after political strategy? Let's find out from our poll pundit, Professor Vivek Debra, joins in on the show as always. Professor Debra, thanks for chatting with us here at ET Now. The gloves are off, clearly, between BJP and the TMC in particular. Has the BJP shut the door on a potential crucial ally?
Yes, I think it's both ways, and I think the answer is very clear. Well, two kinds of things. Firstly, that the BJP clearly recognizes that insofar as forming government is concerned, so far as forming an NDA government is concerned, the Trinamool Congress is not going to be indispensable. And I think on the other side, the Trinamool Congress also realizes that it is not going to be that critical in forming the government.
Professor, what explains, the TMC attack on the BJP? Is the TMC, you think, spooked by the fact that BJP is expected to put up a good show in Bengal, or you think it's a move to protect the minority vote there?
Yes, I think it's both ways, and I think the answer is very clear. Well, two kinds of things. Firstly, that the BJP clearly recognizes that insofar as forming government is concerned, so far as forming an NDA government is concerned, the Trinamool Congress is not going to be indispensable. And I think on the other side, the Trinamool Congress also realizes that it is not going to be that critical in forming the government.
What do you think is this, thinking within the BJP? A sense of arrogance that, it's going to get 272 seats and so it perhaps does not need a post-poll ally?
Well, I'm not very sure I'd use the word arrogance, but I might prefer to use the word confidence, but let's not quibble about the semantics. I think the recognition is, if I may put it differently, that even if one were to look for allies, the Trinamool Congress would not be at the top of the ally list. There would be other potential allies who might come on board post 16th of May, and I guess the BJP is reasonably confident that with those allies, a government will be formed, and therefore the Trinamool Congress is not going to be indispensable. Yes, you mentioned Jayalalitha, but in drawing a contrast between Jayalalitha and Mamata Banerjee, you will notice that the attacks vis-a-vis the AIDMK have not really descended to personal levels on either side. They've been much more guarded, whereas in the case of the Trinamool Congress, it's become extremely personalized.
So, Professor Debra, between Jayalalitha, Mamata Banerjee and Mayawati, would you agree that the BJP would probably approach Jayalalitha first for a post-poll alliance should the need arise?
That's exactly what I'm saying, that if there were to be a choice between these three, I'm inclined to think that the BJP would opt for Jayalalitha and not for Mamata Banerjee. And I think the Trinamool Congress also recognizes that, and is also probably slightly upset at the fact that A, it's not going to get that financial package that it desperately wants, and B, perhaps it senses this threat, or whatever is the word to use, of a possible CBI inquiry into the Sharda case.
Let's talk about the larger scheme of things then, Professor. Reports seem to suggest that the NDA is losing ground in both Punjab and Bihar. Is that what you're picking up as far as the political buzz is concerned? How crucial are these two states?
Yes, I have also heard similar reports, but in Punjab, it's not as if it's sort of losing momentum. The problem in Punjab has been that right from day one, it hasn't been doing as well as it was expected to. But however, at the same time, in Punjab, we are talking about perhaps 3 or 4 fewer seats than it might have got. The greater concern is in Bihar, where earlier perhaps the NDA might have ended up with something like 28 or 29 seats. Now people are talking about 20 or 21 seats. So in relative terms, the slip or the slipping has been much greater in Bihar, and the concern over the number of seats is greater in Bihar than in Punjab.